Okay, picture this. You're scrolling through your feed. Maybe it's social media, could be a work email, maybe even a text from a family member. And then, bam, you see it. That one comment, that one post that just seems like it was engineered to push every single one of your buttons. You can feel it, right? That heat rising in your chest, your jaw gets a little tight. You are angry.
But hold on. In that split second before you type, before you react, there's a question just hanging in the air. Is this feeling useful? Is this fire a tool you can use, or is it a poison that's about to just consume you? What is the right way to feel here?
Now, you might think this is a totally modern problem, right? Well, believe it or not, this exact dilemma is at the very heart of an ancient, fiery debate, a debate between two of the greatest minds in history, the philosopher Aristotle and the Stoic thinker Seneca. So today, we are diving headfirst into their clash of ideas to try and understand this incredibly dangerous and powerful emotion.
So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with the core of the debate itself, then we'll look at Aristotle's case for anger as a useful tool. After that, we'll jump to Seneca's powerful rebuttal that it's actually a dangerous madness, check out the Stoic alternative he offers, and finally try to reach some kind of verdict. All right, let's set the stage. What is anger, really? Is it a force for good, or is it a one-way ticket to destruction? This is the fundamental question that splits our two thinkers right down the middle.
And wow, their positions could not be more different. On one side, you've got Aristotle, who argues that anger, if you can control it, can actually be a vital instrument for getting things done. But on the other side, Seneca is just adamant. For him, anger is always a poison. It's a form of madness that you have to get rid of completely.
Let's dig into Aristotle's defense first. I mean, why would anyone argue that this volatile emotion could actually be a good thing? Well, for him, it all came down to motivation. You see, for Aristotle, the world is just full of injustice, and he argued that a person who never gets angry when they see something wrong isn't virtuous, they're just passive. He believed that anger, when you aim it correctly, is a spur to virtue. It's the raw energy we need to stand up and act. Without it, your mind is basically unarmed. But, and this is a huge but, Aristotle was super clear. Anger should never, ever be in charge. He used his powerful metaphor. Think of it like this. Reason is the general, calmly making all the strategic decisions. Anger is the soldier. It takes orders, it provides the muscle for the battle, but it never ever gives the commands. It's just a tool, and a tool always has to be controlled by its user.
But the Stoic Seneca, well, he looked at this whole idea and thought it was a complete and utter disaster waiting to happen. In his powerful counterargument, he just dismantles Aristotle's logic piece by piece. For Seneca, trying to control anger isn't just hard, it's impossible.
Seneca literally takes Aristotle's own metaphor and just flips it right back at him. He says, that soldier you think you're commanding, he's a mutineer. The second you call him onto the field, he's going to ignore your orders, he's going to disobey the signal for retreat, and he's going to drag his own general, your reason, down into total ruin with him.
Here's the core of his logic, and it's pretty sharp. He says, by its very definition, anger can't be obedient. Think about it. If an emotion actually listens to reason, well then it's just not anger anymore. The number one trait of real anger is stubbornness, pure defiance. So, anger is either not anger at all, or it's a completely useless destructive force. There's just no middle ground.
And Seneca doesn't just stop with logic. Oh no, he wants to make his case emotionally. He forces us to look at the pure, physical ugliness of rage. He wants us to see it not as some noble passion, but as a grotesque, twisted monster. I mean, just listen to the picture he paints. A face just distorted, with wild eyes and veins popping out, the sound of teeth grinding together like a wild boar. The body literally turns on itself, hands wringing, chest heaving. For Seneca, this isn't the noble face of a hero fighting for justice. This is the grotesque mask of madness.
And this all leads him to pose this absolutely devastating question. He's basically saying that anger is fundamentally anti-human. He argues we are born to be social, gentle creatures who help each other out. And anger is the complete opposite of our nature. It's cruel, it's divisive, it's hostile. It corrupts the best parts of who we are.
Okay, so if anger is a destructive madness, what's the alternative? I mean, how is a person supposed to fight for justice or defend themselves without it? Well, Seneca has an answer for that, too.
He tells us to compare two kinds of warriors. First, you've got the barbarian, like the ancient Germans, who were driven by pure, explosive rage. They were ferocious, for sure, but their anger made them reckless. And then you have the disciplined Roman legion, driven by reason. Their tactics were patient, strategic. So what was the result? The calm, disciplined army almost always crushed the furious, impulsive one. True strength, Seneca says, comes from reason, not from rage.
And he's got the perfect historical example to back this up, the Roman general Fabius Maximus. When he was facing the brilliant Carthaginian general Hannibal, Fabius didn't just rush into some furious, emotional battle.
Nope.
Instead, he used patience and delay, tactics that an angry man could never even dream of using. As Seneca puts it, Fabius conquered his own anger before he ever conquered Hannibal. And that was the real victory.
So let's try and bring this all to a verdict. If a wise person doesn't use anger, how do they deal with real evil in the world? How do they punish criminals or respond to terrible injustice?
Seneca gives us this incredible analogy. He asks us to think like a physician. A good doctor doesn't get angry at a disease, right? They diagnose it and they apply the right treatment to cure it. In the exact same way, a wise person or a good judge should treat wrongdoing. They don't hate the criminal. They see the vice as an illness in that person's character. So punishment, then, isn't some act of hateful revenge. It's a form of medicine applied calmly and rationally to fix the problem.
But Seneca's smart. He knows exactly what you're probably thinking right now. He anticipates that big yeah, but objection. And he asks it himself, what about the most personal, horrific crime you can imagine? What if a good person sees their own father being murdered or their mother attacked? Surely then anger has to be justified.
And here is his profound answer. No, the good man will not be angry. But, and this is absolutely the key, he will act. He will avenge his father. He will protect his mother. But his motivation won't be that hot, blinding rage. It will be a clear, steady, unshakable sense of duty, what the Romans called pietas. He acts not because he is possessed by passion, but because it is the right and necessary thing to do.
So, let's go all the way back to where we started. That online comment, that frustrating email, that moment at home. The next time you feel that fire begin to rise inside you, this ancient debate gives us a brand new question to ask ourselves, a question that really cuts right to the heart of it all. Is this fire your servant, like Aristotle hoped? Or is it becoming your master, just like Seneca feared? The choice is yours.